Hey everybody, alright, in this video let's talk about Galaxy's Edge. Okay, so let's talk about Galaxy's Edge. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I'm a huge fan of Galaxy's Edge. I think Disney did an incredible job at bringing this planet to life. I think it's one of Disney's most immersive areas they've ever done. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. But I want to touch upon in this video some of the things that they can improve upon. What's missing from Batuu? What does Disney need to do now? Now that they've built the land, what can they add to it to make it even better? So the first thing that I noticed when I went into Batuu was the lack of, kinetic energy. When you walk in, the visuals are incredible. The petrified trees, the rock work, the giant, archways and the architecture, the falcon, it's all beautiful and really well done, but there's no kinetic energy. When they told us about Galaxy's Edge back at D23 several years back, we were told there were going to be aliens walking around mingling with guests, droids and all kinds of creatures, and we didn't get any of that. Okay, so I think that's the number one thing that's really missing is this kinetic energy. I want to see them add some aliens, or some walk around or some roaming droids or something, just to add a little bit of life to this area. A lot of people that criticize Galaxy's Edge, their number one complaint seems to be it doesn't feel like Star Wars. Now, I don't agree with that. I think it does feel like Star Wars, but I do think that having some of these life forms and these droids walking around would really bring those people that are criticizing this area for not feeling like Star Wars on board, right? Because that's what Star Wars is. You should go into the marketplace and see these aliens walking around, these crazy creatures, and little droids, little R2 units rolling through the streets. That's Star Wars. And this land doesn't have any of that. It's sorely missing. Now, I will say this. I do think that, because, they did mention many times that they were going to have this kind of stuff in Batuu. So I do think that it's all there. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty certain that the droids, the roaming droids, maybe even the costuming for certain aliens are already created and probably sitting in a warehouse somewhere. And the reason why they didn't bring them out this summer was because they were worried about the insane crowds, right? Well, attendance is light, or lighter than they expected. Bring them out now. Why not? If you have this stuff sitting in a warehouse, just bring it out. Use it now. Why wait, right? So that's my thoughts on that. Another thing that I think they can do is music. Now, I like the fact that Batuu doesn't have piped music. Like, I don't want to walk in and hear Star Wars music, like piped in through the land, and it's in every bush, like how Disney usually does with its lands. Okay, I don't want that. I like the realism of walking into the land and only hearing droid noises and spaceships fly overhead. I like that. But there's no denying that the land needs music. So what do? My solution to the music issue is have live alien bands performing in the land. That would add music, much needed music, to Batuu, yet keep the feeling of realism in the area. It's not piped in, it's organic. It's a street performer. It's a live band, things like that. Even a droid band would be cool, like a rolling droid band that plays music. That would be cool. That's the kind of music they need in this land. Again, piped music is not the answer. That would make the land feel too manufactured. Okay, I like the realism they're going with Batuu. They just have to add that music in there, and I think that way of utilizing live bands and things like that to come out and play music is a good solution to keep the realism and also add that music. Now, those are the things I think are missing from Batuu, and I want to say something here though. The biggest hurdle for Galaxy's Edge was getting the land right. Okay, that's where the biggest challenge is building a land that's really immersive, really impressive. That's where all the money is. That's where all that's really the bulk of the challenge, the hurdle for this land. They hit that out of the park. It's an A+ in regards to immersion and the architecture and the rock work. All that is an A+. So the hardest part about this land is behind us. We already have a great foundation with Batuu. Now, what they can do is they can slowly start to add little things to improve upon it, right? The droids, the aliens, the music bands, stuff like that. Those are fairly easy, cheap fixes. And I think that, those can be added in later. And I think they probably will. But, the land itself, we have a good foundation to work with, and I'm glad that we have that, because it's a lot harder to go back and fix architecture, to go back and fix a poorly designed land, than it is to simply go in and add more droids or have a costume character or to have music. Those extra things like that, like the droids and the music, are a lot easier to add than fixing something like a building, right? I think we can all agree on that. So these are fairly minor complaints, and they're very easy to fix. So I think they will do it. When, I don't know. I'm hearing sometime around January or December when Rise of the Resistance opens. I think that's too late. I think that, I honestly think, why wait? Just do it now. I don't know why they would have to wait until then. But we'll see what happens. But what are your guys' thoughts on kinetic energy, the music, or what do you feel about all this stuff that we discussed today? And what are your thoughts about what's missing in Batuu? What do you want to see added to the land that they currently don't have? I would love to hear from all you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, may the Force be with you.